Alright, what's up everyone?
Hi.
Carolyn is here with me. Alright, so I guess we're gonna wait a little bit to get some people showing up, and then we're gonna go through the entries for the contest. Oh, my microphone is, there we go. Okay. So what you guys been up to? Have a good Christmas break or holidays?
What you doodling?
I don't know yet.
One of those weird drawings you do.
Let's see.
Hey.
Okay, let's see here. What did I get for Christmas, Umami? Carolina got me some nice whiskey. Jameson, it's been aged in a
Guinness barrel.
in a Guinness barrel, and a different brand of scotch. What's it called?
Glenfiddich?
Glenfiddich?
I don't know.
It's pretty fancy. I'm just sitting here drinking coffee right now.
Slurping.
Yeah. So, so I've just been, I've been taking the last week off and the last couple weeks, but I've been still pretty much working every day. So I guess I haven't really been taking any time off. I just haven't been animating because I have just been doing other things here. I got the second pressing of the vinyls. They showed up 2 days ago. They actually showed up a week ago, and they delivered them to the wrong address. And I had to call them, and then they came, rescheduled it. They ring the doorbell at 8 in the morning, and I'm running down the stairs half naked. And then just as I get to the door, the guy's about to leave. He didn't wait more than 20 seconds for this 100 kilogram delivery. But anyway, I got the vinyls now, and I had to run them up the stairs, 3 flights of stairs. It's 100. It's just too many. I almost passed out afterwards. So I got a whole bunch of vinyls now, and they are for sale. The second pressing, and I can show you a picture of them actually. Camera mode here. This is the second pressing of the part 1, I guess. It's a little bit different from the first pressing, which was just pink. And these are what the vinyls look like. It's semi-transparent, but it's got this sort of cerebral electricity design, I guess. They call it ghost design at the vinyl manufacturing company. If I hold up a little closer, maybe you can see. It's kind of got this cool pattern to it. So these are on sale now at my Bandcamp, and it's the same music from part 1. I haven't, part 2 hasn't come out yet, so it's just the second pressing because I sold out the first pressing. And so those are those things. Moving on. Let's see here. Photoshop. Let's see.
Because your white rectangle's more interesting. Just leave it on the vinyls for now.
Okay, so we're going to go through the entries for the competition, and I'm going to pull up Discord here.
Close your porn tabs.
Yeah. Okay, so we had a competition, for those who don't know, in the Discord. For Christmas, basically, it was to design a Christmas ornament. And so we have a bunch of entries to go through. our first entry is from Rat Baby Squid with a Curse Mischief creature. And it looks like it's been made out of beads.
It's not very cursed. He looks pretty friendly. It's pretty cute.
He's pretty cute looking.
It's not very cursed.
Anyway, it looks like this is nicely made. I don't even.
2-bit resolution for Mischief.
Yeah, that looks like I'm not sure how to do that sort of thing. But that's very cool. Thank you, Rat Baby Squid, for this entry. Next entry. Starlight whips up some crunchy boys. So it looks like we got Mischief as a Christmas tree right here. And we got Henrik on the side here. Henrik kind of looks disturbing. He's got like these green...
He looks good. He looks like a snowman.
He looks like a snowman.
Strange.
He's snowman, Henrik.
With the snowman cookie cutter. I like this one because I know how much work that took.
Yeah.
And I know it tastes good.
Actually, this is like a nice detail here. The tie and the suit jacket.
Well, but look at his Mischief's teeth. They got glitter in between them.
That is pretty fancy.
Yeah, it's pretty fancy.
Hey, I don't know. My headphones aren't on, so I'm not noticing if people are super chatting. But thank you, JS Cotton X the third. Wait, that's 13, isn't it? And John, thank you for the $30. But I'm not sure if that's. I think that's Streamlabs doing that by it's like a default sort of thing. I was testing it.
That's a fake person giving you fake money. That's what it is.
So, Starlight, nice job on these cookies. They look very tasty. Next entry we got here is a submission by Seamus Supreme. And it looks like... I don't know what that is. Like an egg, maybe?
Probably.
But it's very... I really like this one. I like how... I kind of like how brutal his teeth are. You know, they're just like, he looks like, I don't know, like they just look rough, which I guess is a good thing because it's Mischief. He's supposed to be kind of like rough looking.
Mischief with too much mascara.
This is very nice. I like it. I like this little custom Christmas hat. So, Santa hat, whatever. Nice job. Thank you, Seamus Supreme. Next entry we got a Mischief bubble from Ace Dude 90. So I guess this could be from like episode 6 when he's kind of like a ball. I don't really know why he was a ball, but he just kind of rolled around, I guess.
Round.
Very nice. This is nice details here. A very clean looking. Very nice job. That ornament will stand out on the Christmas tree, that's for sure.
You shouldn't have shown me all these. I have nothing to say about them.
Well, it's...
I said all my comments off camera.
What did you say last? I don't know what you said.
I don't remember. It was like 5 minutes ago. It's gone. Hi.
So there's that one. Thank you, Ace Dude 90 for that. Next entry is by Cami Colart. A glance at Henrik's house with a Mischief snowman during wintertime. Flying head from episode 15 is somewhat seen on the right side of the snowman. Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay. Okay, so it's kind of hard to see. Let's see if I can open up the original here. Might be like higher resolution. Whoa, okay. Maybe I can. So it looks like a snow globe almost.
Do you have a philosophy degree?
Hold on, I'm looking at a photo here. I don't have a philosophy degree.
You're like the least philosophical person on the planet.
Well, I do like to think about things. I just, you know,
like to think.
I don't have a degree in it. Anyway, so I'm looking at this ornament here. It's a snow globe looking ornament. There is
Mischief snowman.
Mischief as a snowman. It looks like maybe he has a beard. I'm not sure. And
yeah, it's kind of too bad the photo's hard to...
It's hard to make out from the photo. But it looks like that Hendrik's house is over here as well, which is pretty cool. So that's kind of a really neat ornament, because it's like you can look inside of it. Very nice job.
Looks like a sausage. That's not nice.
Thank you, Cami Colart, for that entry. Next entry is from Sweet Tweet P Zinc. And it looks like we got here Mischief holding a big candy. And he looks pretty happy to be holding that candy. And it looks like what's nice about this is he's standing up. He's kind of like, he's able to support himself and offer you treats. Very nice work. I don't know, is that made out of clay maybe? Or plasticine? I don't know what that is, but it's very colorful. I like him. Thank you, Sweet Tweet, for that entry. Next entry we got here is There Are No More Barriers to Cross from Baruva, or Bravura. And if you guys haven't seen that animation, it's called Pong. It's basically just that face from like that Japanese animation, or is that a comic strip or whatever. But it kind of looked like Christian Bale. And I got that audio for that clip. Anyway, it's Christian Bale.
Yeah, be in the Discord. You gotta read the community competition and events, or you will not know about the secret contests that happen.
For those who want to know about future contests, the best thing you can do is either join the Discord or hit the bell on my YouTube channel so that when I make a community post, it will show up.
You made a community post about this?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, really?
A couple weeks ago, I think.
Y'all gotta read stuff.
But, you know, it's hard, it's easy to miss things because I don't see everything, you know. But
I'm just here to burn people, so...
A very nice entry there. Bravura. And the next entry we got is from Crab Lord.
I don't know, this is pretty good.
This is pretty epic. Like, you know...
some serious paper mache action going on.
Yeah, definitely...
and brush strokes.
Some nice skills going on here.
This is an A++.
Very volumetric looking and three-dimensional. I like how his nose,
good staging,
his eyes, everything kind of sticks out a little bit. And it looks like little fingers too.
I sound drunk.
Carolina sounds drunk.
This is my normal.
That's Carolina's normal voice.
I'm just on autopilot, operating at 5% most of the time.
I like this dramatic lighting too. I wonder if like any family members comes over and just like looks at them in their Christmas tree or bush, Christmas bush. This isn't
bush?
I don't know what that is because it's not a pine tree. Looks like a plant of some sort. Thank you, Crab Lord, for this very nice entry and nice photography as well.
Check out my Christmas bush.
This last entry is by Soup with 2 O's. And I just love this entry because it's like, I don't know, it's like disturbing. Like
yeah, what are you gonna say about it?
Like he just caught Ronald McDonald in the act of like, I don't know. I don't know, like maybe he was...
Should I say what I said?
What did you say?
Well, then I'll have to say it out loud.
What is it? Just say it.
I said he looks like he did a whole bunch of cocaine, then got in a fight and got curb stomped.
This is like 4 a.m. on the bad side of town. Ronald McDonald.
This guy belongs in cursed memes.
I really like it.
He's really rough looking.
I'm liking how he's like glistening too.
I like his lipstick. It's just like, it's genuinely applied like he can't do it.
So this is pretty funny. And I like this.
This is like Joker level of crazy looking.
Yeah, this is nice. So those are all the entries. We didn't have too many entries this time, but I'm sure you guys were quite busy this Christmas as I were as well. So those are the entries, and the awards are basically just 2 awards. One is the popular vote, which you guys voted on in the Discord, and the other was Umami's pick, which is my favorite. So I will go through these awards first right now.
The soup is here, and I'm just fucking burning as Ronald McDonald.
What is Crab Lord saying? We don't celebrate Christmas, so I didn't have a pine tree. I just took some pics in the garden. Okay, so there's a frog mischief in the garden
Christmas.
somewhere. Well, maybe that makes sense.
Fake outdoor Christmas happening somewhere. That's why he's sitting on some deck there.
Okay, I'm opening up the awards keynote presentation thing.
Keynote? P-Note.
Hopefully it works.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I can't see anything right now, but I think it's going to work. You guys are probably going to see this too. Special thanks to the Discord mod team for hosting the contest, as they always do.
You don't have to put my name there. I didn't do anything.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I can't check the Discord that often, and the mod team.
Oh yeah, my job is to be the secretary and be like, Justin, open your Discord.
So thank you, Big Age Crab Lord, Sheriff Error, Suspicious Woodchips, Joe Bob, Papyrus, and Carolina. All right, so the popular vote, it was very close, but the popular vote goes to, get ready for it.
Oh wow.
Fireworks. Ace Dude 90, you have won the popular vote. Congratulations, man.
Where's the picture?
It's right here. So, you can contact me in Discord, or I'll contact you. Basically, you get to choose anything from the merch store. That also includes like a vinyl if you wanted a vinyl or CD, because I can send those out as well. Just let me know, and yeah. So, Umami's choice. Oh, so by the way, this was very close, and I spent a long time thinking about it. But actually, the popular vote was very closely tied with Crab Lord and Ace Dude 90. And so, but oh God, my computer, I'm stuck going back in time now.
Too bad, we get to replay this. Yay! Jeez, sound happy.
Okay, but Umami's choice, this is the one I really enjoyed. Just something I thought was funny on an internal level. It made me quite happy.
It's because of my wonderful description of it.
Oh, look at this bouncing in there. Umami's choice. And it goes to Soup. So, Soup, you've really done a nice job with this disturbing Ronald McDonald. And I quite like that guy, so nice job. And same thing, contact me or I'll send you a message in Discord later.
He looks like he got punched in the nose.
That's Carolina.
What?
That's not nice.
Why not? I'm just describing what I see.
I really didn't like this one. So, congratulations to the winners, and thank you everyone for submitting. I know you spent a lot of time working on these.
Why do you sound like a yoga teacher? What kind of sound is a yoga teacher?
I don't know what a yoga teacher sounds like, but I hope it's
Apparently it sounds like you. It's been the curb stomped.
Yeah. So, Crab Lord, it was very close, but unfortunately, no cigar. And so now I'm going to, I've been.
Can I leave now?
Yeah, you can leave.
Bye. See ya.
I am working on interface episode 18. And there were some people asking me questions in the chat here. How long is interface going to go on for, and some other stuff like that. I want to wrap it up. Like, I don't want it to go on forever. I've been thinking about it, right? And I think I want there to be a conclusion so that it's not one of those stories that just goes on forever. So it will wrap up. It's going to take some time, but probably after part 2, there's going to be a conclusion to the overarching theme. And then I don't want to give too much away. I just want you to know what to expect. And then I'm going to make some decisions whether or not I want to continue down the timeline or maybe go in a different direction or, So I've been working on a few different ideas secretly. Just want to, But I don't want interface to be one of those things where it's just like, why is it still going on? It's on episode 49 and there's like not much, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I got to take my time with it and do it right. And it's going to take some time. And I really do appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me making these episodes. It seems to me that they're getting harder and harder to make just because I get a little bit more particular about how I do things. And the story, as each episode comes out, becomes a little bit more complicated because I have to make sure I don't contradict myself in previous episodes, etc. Yeah. I think what's going to be nice is when it is done, it's going to be a complete story. That's going to be approximately the length of a feature film. And it's going to be a cohesive one-piece sort of thing. And then I could maybe move into a different direction. That doesn't mean I'll stop using certain characters. Maybe some characters will be in a different, show or something, or I'll do something. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm still working on it, and a little piece at a time. Anyway, so I guess now if you're still watching, there might be some spoilers for episode 18 because I'm going to be drawing stuff for it. I'm not going to really explain what's going to happen or anything, but just might be a few shots that you might, I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to put my headphones back on here for a second, so. Ow. Never mind, I'll just leave them. So, I guess today is the 31st. What does that mean? Today is,
it's the last day of the year.
Last day of the year. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be drawing right now. So yeah, just I didn't plan this very well, like always. Maybe instead of drawing something for episode 18, you guys give me something to draw and I'll just kind of doodle them out. Maybe it'll make a little animation out of it, for the New Year's. Would you ever consider releasing it digitally / on Blu-ray once completed to own physically? Yeah, so when it's finished, it will probably have a physical, sort of probably a Blu-ray, because I think that's probably, I don't know, do people, I'm assuming because there's demand for it that people still use Blu-rays. It's the only form of physical media for movies right now, as far as I know. Some people were asking for a VHS release, and I don't know if that can justify that because it might be kind of expensive to make. I don't know, but it might be a novelty item. I don't know. Will there be a problem with shipping your merch and vinyls to Europe? Nope. I submit. I can send everything to Europe. I had some problems in the UK. Basically, it would get stuck at the customs, and then the person wouldn't know that it's there. So just, I can ship internationally. It's just, yeah, there's no problem with that. It just might take a little while too. Actually, some people who ordered vinyls in the past and it was going to, I don't know, Russia or whatever, it took 2 months basically to get there. So it might take a while. Because I don't use it's very expensive shipping, and so I use basically the cheapest option, and it's still $20 to ship something, or depending if it's going to the UK or whatever, it's not that much, but anyway. Yes, things I can ship to Italy for sure.
Yeehaw.
Mischief on the pyramids. Okay, maybe I'll draw the pyramids. Is there going to be more backstory on Mischief? Yeah, there is. I don't want to, like, I'm working towards it. Basically, there's some backstory about Dreamland, that sort of thing, and then there's going to be more backstory for, it will come out, for sure. So, it's just going to take some time. You know, it's hard to do these animations without just filling it with exposition. And if you don't know what exposition means, it's basically a term that screenwriters use for, like, someone just explaining a plot, like just explaining it basically, like, this is what happened. Like, I could just have a scene where it explains everything, but that'd be so boring. Like, I want to basically imply things through visuals rather than than just like have some guy, like, if you ever seen like CSI, the show, and there's like a scene where they just basically go on and talking for, like, that's what exposition is. Rather than showing things, they just explain it away. I want to avoid that, you know. I think the episode with the most amount of exposition was probably episode 3, maybe, where the Greetings Robotics guy kind of explains what they're doing, but I still left it kind of vague, I guess. So yeah. Yeah, I've been, oh, shit. So I have to make sure that my transform interpolation is set to nearest neighbor. Otherwise it does blurry stuff like that. Mischief on the Pyramids. I don't even know why I just decided. That was okay. So let's see here. Episode 16 is the strongest for you. That's interesting, because when I made episode 16, I thought, I don't know if these people are gonna like this one, you know, but it seems to have been one of the more enjoyable ones, most popular ones. The guy that's in episode 16, the kind of cerebral electricity face, he represents something. It's kind of like a riddle, what he says. And we'll find out more about him later. I got a couple scenes. I think for episode 19, I got it planned out. I basically have 3 episodes planned in my head, maybe. And slowly I work on the music for them and stuff too. But I'm thinking maybe, you know, there might be almost too much music sometimes. Like, I feel like the last 3 episodes had music in them, and it was quite like, sometimes it just needs to chill out a little bit, you know? Maybe just have some ambient while stuff happens, but I don't know, we'll see. I seem to be making a lot more music for now than I used to. I'm actually, like, making too much music. Like, I have a whole bunch of tracks that I never... Oh, hey, Toby, thank you, man. I don't know if I noticed that, but Toby, if you're still here, thank you very much for the... I'm assuming that's a super chat. Thank you, Toby. Yeah. Let's see here. So I have to open up a window here because... Just give me a second. Okay, there we go. Let's see if I can scroll. Toby, howdy Umami. I can't stay much for the stream because I'm at work, but I wanted to say Merry late Christmas and Happy New Year. May 2020 be a good year for you. Thank you, Toby. Thanks, man. And let me just scroll up again. Okay. too much music. Your music is a thing's ass. Yeah, I think, yeah, there will be. I feel like with interface, the music is almost just as important as the animations, because almost every episode has a track almost, and it's kind of like a musical movie without people singing. I don't know if that's like really a thing, you know? I feel like some directors use a lot of music. It enhances, like I like Michael Mann movies because of that. Also, David Lynch uses a lot of music. Let's see here. I'm in the middle of writing an essay on interface with help some friends on the Discord, but with how you make up the series as it goes along, I'm hesitant to write my analysis beyond episode 2. I kind of have like an idea, like I know how it's going to end already. And I know what generally is going to happen in each scene up until the end. I just don't have the dialogue quite written at all for that sort of thing. That's usually the hardest part, is coming up with dialogue that doesn't sound kind of contrived. You know, when I write stuff, usually I end up deleting, like I write it, and then the next day I read it again, and I just like delete the whole thing and rewrite it like several times until when I read it, I don't cringe. You know what I mean? Do you like that's? I feel like that's maybe because it takes a while to write something where it doesn't come across too strong. And I think if you're writing, you have to like give yourself some time to go back and decide whether or not something's necessary too. Like almost every line of dialogue, you should read it and say to yourself, if this dialogue didn't exist, would it change anything? And if it doesn't change anything, then you should just delete it. Because it's very easy to overwrite things.
Larry the Hairy Cherry.
It's Caroline in the background there. You keep wondering if he is good or evil. Well, that's like almost everything. I feel like you can't just have good or evil characters. Even the bad guy, Greetings Robotics, I feel like in his mind he's doing something right. Or he's doing something for a reason that, while Mischief may not agree with, maybe... well, Mischief isn't quite aware of what's going on with Greetings Robotics at this point. I don't want to talk too much about it, but... anyway, I don't know why I'm drawing pyramids all of a sudden. Okay, I gotta get the Mischief in here somehow.
Yeah, why are you drawing Egypt?
Someone just said to draw Egypt, and then I'm just starting to draw Egypt. So, what is so funny?
You are. What do you mean?
I can't draw something from the actual episode because I'm not going to be. It's not going to be used.
I'm just wondering why this specific thing. Those are some very good triangle pyramids.
Yeah, yes, thank you. So for those wondering about how to draw Mischief, his nose is a perfect circle, or it's almost perfect. His eyes are almost perfect circles. They're more kind of like ovals, and they touch the nose, and they're just above it, like kind of like that, just above it. I think that's almost too much of an oval, so I'll just trim off the eyes. And let's see here. I might have to like redraw this, but basically that's the idea. It's got those kind of puffy. Sometimes I draw it with 5 up here. Depends on how close he is to the screen. And I also have to redraw him a lot sometimes, because sometimes I draw him, he doesn't quite look dank enough. Like he needs to have a certain amount of dankness to him. Yeah, that scene where the smoke comes out of his nose, I was really happy how the smoke turned out, because it's really kind of tricky to draw smoke, especially with flat colors. Okay, let's see here. He has these like crow's feet too, because he's kind of like a wrinkly guy. And his jawbone, his cheekbone is quite pronounced. And his head goes up straight almost.
This looks old.
He's old?
Yeah, is he?
He's pretty old, yeah. And
Old
if
man?
follow the eye, where his eye is, you go draw a straight line down towards, like, if his head was straight, but so basically his ear would be down here. He's got little tiny human ear. I think I have to redraw these little eyebrow things because they're not quite right. And the top of his head looks a little bit off too. Are you going to release the soundtrack from the 100K special? Hey, Darth Pope, yes, it's coming out on the 20th of January. And the reason why I'm not just releasing it like right now is because I wanted to submit it to the Spotify editorial playlists. And in order to do that, you have to submit it ahead of time and make it private, basically. And usually they need a month in advance. So I submitted it on the 16th of December. And so it will be coming out in about 20 days. It will be on Spotify, it'll be on YouTube, it will be on Bandcamp. There's 2 tracks actually. There's the one from the 100K special, and there's a new one I made. And I remastered, I guess, the 100K special one because it wasn't quite mastered properly. It was like a little muddy, I guess. So it basically sounds the same, but just a little bit better. That's what I'm trying to say. This one it looks like it's too close, maybe. So I'll just move it down. Maybe I'll make this like a tourism
Tourism ad?
No, like a postcard.
Oh yeah, he's going to Egypt?
I don't know why he's in Egypt.
It's alright, it's fine. We can go to Egypt.
Okay, so now technically his head would curve at this point. So I'm going to do that and then just I can't draw him perfectly each time, like he's a little bit let's see here. Hey, thank you, Devin. I appreciate that, man. Okay. One of the things there should be a constellation over the pyramids. One of the things that I don't think anyone has noticed is actually when you see the stars in the interface, I chose specific constellations to draw with the stars that are a little bit more pronounced. And I won't say what the constellations are, but that's one kind of like a sort of a hidden secret, I guess. Okay, let's see here. Feeling like this needs to go back a little bit more. He's kind of a tricky guy to draw, honestly. I can't, like, even myself, I have problems sometimes drawing him. Okay. And then he's got this little thing here.
He looks like Homer Simpson if you remove his eyebrows.
Sometimes he's got this big smile, but sometimes I just like it when his mouth is closed. And he's got that kind of like really big grin. Like, like that. You don't really see him like that very often. There's a few frames. Whenever he makes like a B sound or an M sound, there's like one frame where he's like that. They're not really eyebrows. They're supposed to be some sort of they're like kind of like windows into his like psyche, I guess, or brain, or. But they're based off of when he was a clown, like Percy. He used to just have like clown makeup, but it's been integrated into Mischief now that he's like a cerebral sort of being. Yeah.
Is Mischief bald?
Yeah, he's bald. I don't think it's right that he has a closed mouth, so I'm gonna just give him a big grin again.
It looks weird.
Yeah.
That boy don't look right.
I usually don't draw him with this much detail at this small resolution. Let's see here. This guy looks messed up, sort of. This is not, it's not quite right. Something's off
Why are you
about him.
trying to draw him in some weird perspective?
I don't know, because he's always in a weird perspective, that's the thing.
He looks smushed.
Yeah, he does look smushed.
I think you smushed him. Why is he smushed in Egypt? Made you laugh.
Why is he smushed in Egypt?
Yeah. What if Mischief just wants to grill?
At the end of the day, he's just a hungry guy that wants to grill.
Just cooking up some lizards.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think she was doing underneath the bridge when that car crashed? He was looking for food. Yeah, just grilling.
Obviously grilling.
Probably doing some camping. Oh, hold on here, guys. Michael Jones, love the hard work. Buy some chicken nuggets or something. Hey, Michael Jones, thank you, man. I will definitely buy some chicken nuggets with that. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you, man.
Foresee chicken nuggets in the future.
Procopius Jones. Given all the art references in interface, have you spent a lot of time analyzing art and/or learning art history? Do you research what each artwork means as you integrate it into the episode? So I went to art school back in 2008 to 2012. So I learned a lot of art history there. but I don't know that much about art history, so every time I integrate a painting into the episode or something, I definitely want to read about it. And sometimes it even influences the story a little bit, you know. I try to draw parallels to what the meaning of the painting is based on what the artist says, and the kind of plot points or what's happening in the story of interface. And it's not always super apparent, but for instance, with the Salvador Dali painting, the one in episode 5 of the kind of the man coming out of the earth, and the earth is like a broken eggshell, and he transforms. And I think Salvador Dali said something about that, like that was the point in time, 1943, after World War II, where because of the atom bomb and all other sorts of things like that, that there was a shift in what like humanity is capable of. And so it kind of like, it's like a milestone in human history almost, where things have become it's kind of like we stepped up our game, you know what I mean, I guess. Anyway, so that's kind of drawing some parallels to Mischief, and it's similar to you know, that character from The Watchmen, Dr. Manhattan. It's like we've sort of unlocked some sort of scientific secrets that maybe we shouldn't have been able to do so, and at this point now we're kind of like messing with the like source code of the universe. So that's kind of where like it comes, like that's where, sort of like where Mischief comes from. It's kind of like this sort of cerebral brain that's like, if he was able to mess with the source code of the internet, of like of the world, of the universe, it would be someone like Mischief, you know what I mean, if that makes any sense. And so any other further paintings that I integrate into the stories are done so purposefully, but sometimes not so much. I mean, there's that painting of Christina's world, and it's not so much the meaning or whatever it was behind the painting that influenced the story. It was actually, in that case, it was more just the way the painting looked. And the character there in that painting in real life, I think it was something like she had like cerebral palsy or something, and she couldn't actually move. And although it looks like she's reaching out towards her home, she's actually kind of like crawling towards the house because her legs don't work. But it's not that's not like what I was trying to integrate into the story. It was just more so drawing the connections of Henrik's daughter, his family, the house that they used to live in. And it wasn't like a rural place, kind of like a small, simple home in the Maritimes, basically. Or it could be even, you know, upper eastern United States, like Maine or something, that area. Yeah, so I hope that... Hey, Devin, thank you for that, man. Yeah, so I hope that explains some of my thought processes behind using paintings. That other painting of the horse running towards the train was done by Alex Colville, who's a painter that I used to like. He's a Nova Scotia painter, so basically, if you grew up in Nova Scotia, you'd probably hear of him because he's pretty famous for that, you know, Canadian art, I guess. I just thought that drawing the parallels to that painting and Henrik was kind of interesting. Kind of like Henrik is trying to, I mean, he was on top of a building, like he was trying to jump off because he was tired of living forever, right? One of the reasons why he didn't was because I'm not a religious person, but Henrik is sort of like a religious person. He doesn't believe in killing himself, so he didn't. And that's kind of what's holding him back from doing so and joining his family, because he feels like you can't just force something to happen, you know? It should happen for a reason. And that painting it's kind of like a horse running towards a train. It's almost the same sort of thing. Like it's like trying to like commit suicide almost, right? But then you never know what happens in the painting. Maybe the train, maybe he runs off to the side right at the last moment, And then also drawing those connections from that painting to the next episode. Like when I combine all these episodes, things are gonna even make more sense, like as connections. But those horses in the carousel, I thought were like, it'd be nice to see those horses afterwards, because it makes connection to the painting in terms of characters similar to Henrik kind of running towards something dangerous. But in the case of the carousel, they're going in circles, like he's running in a big circle, if that makes any sense. I don't like explaining too much about this sort of. That's just my thought process behind those sort of things. Try to make things like more metaphorical rather than just I don't know. I try to draw connections to the artwork that way. Anyway, let's see what else is going on here. 101. Will we learn about Mischief's life as a human? Do you also voice him? Love the work, man. This is some of the best stuff on YouTube. Hey, thank you very much, 101. We will learn not too much about when he was a human. We will see like what happens after Dreamland burns down, how he ends up on the Navy boat, and but you won't. I don't think there's going to be too much about him as a person, because this part is like, it's more about Henrik. And if I were to do something like that, it would be a kind of like almost a different series where we just kind of explore what Mischief, like what is as a person, what was he like, But that's something that if I put too much, like there's a little bit of it in part 2, but I don't want to put too much in, because it's not. I don't want the series to be so much about that. It's the series is ultimately about Henrik. Okay, let's see here. And I want Mischief to be like a character that he has unexplained attributes to him while still making sense. Like, I don't like characters that are just made up, like he's just magical for no reason, but that's kind of where he is right now, so that's why I'm trying to integrate a little bit of his backstory into it without overdoing it. His chin's really messed up in this drawing. I don't know what I'm doing. I think it's because like his mouth isn't open enough.
Face is squished.
His whole face is messed up. The perspective is off, is what I'm saying. I'm gonna redraw the bottom part of his head. I'm probably not gonna get much drawing done today, actually, to be honest with you guys. I've just been so busy recently, I haven't really... Okay, I'll just see here. Luca Kwagovic? I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. I love your work, man, especially music. Thank you so much. Hey, thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate that in the comments. Thank you, man. Rodrigo Gomez, can you upload the stream afterwards? Yes. So basically, if you go to my channel after the stream is done and you go and you scroll down, there should be a playlist called Live Streams. And that's where I put all the old archived live streams. So you will be able to find them there. It won't be like, when you click on videos, it won't be like the latest upload, because I make them unlisted. But if you go to the playlist for live streams, you will find them. I think the problem here is this eye should be a little bit bigger, because it's closer to the camera. And So, yeah, okay, let's see here. So, what are you guys doing for New Year's? Are you guys going out to see some fireworks or something, or what are your plans, basically? I don't really, I'm not really doing anything besides,
sitting.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we go out, I guess, but not, it's not even that cold out, but.
Good, but it's like snowing. Slushing.
It just, it's, you go down there, you see fireworks, and there's like a trillion people in Montreal, and then you have to like wait on a crowded metro, and then we've done it a few times, I think. Usually we go out on Canada Day instead, when it's like summer.
We'll just have to try that blueberry wine or something. Crochet all night. Damn. Don't eat my pickles is crocheting. What are you crocheting?
Go to Spain and do coke on a girl's ear.
It's an 8-hour flight, so no.
Blueberry wine. We have some blueberry wine, actually.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, a friend of mine sent it from Norway, so.
Aw, you're officially friends?
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on in Australia, but I think they probably already had New Year's. I think they canceled it, though, because they're like the wildfires.
Country's on fire?
So I don't know if anyone here is in Australia right now, but I hope you're safe, because the messed up videos I was seeing, like the sky's like red, like everything's burning. People like going out in boats and stuff because trying to escape the heat. How do you get lines rough like that? It's just using the pencil tool in Photoshop. The pencil tool uses like hard pixels rather than the brush tool. Like this is the brush tool. So I use the pencil tool because makes everything look rough looking pixel art. Anyway, okay, so there's part of his body. Umami, what drawing tablet do you recommend? Whatever. I mean, I'm not. I use a really old, cheap tablet, so an Intuos3 model PTK-640 that was used off of Amazon for like, it was like $40. So I don't really have any experience using different tablets. This one's okay. I think it's fine. It works for my purposes. I find the driver software to be a little bit annoying sometimes, but now it seems to be pretty stable. And I don't think it really matters too much. I think most tablets are pretty well made now, aren't they? But you don't need like a super expensive one, I guess. If you're doing higher resolution drawings, maybe you do, but I just do these lo-fi drawings, so it doesn't really matter too much. But if you're like trying to paint with it in like high resolution, you might want to get something a little bit more expensive. Yeah, that's all I can say about that, really. Akimbo. I wish you well's holiday season. Love your work. Hey, thank you, Akimbo. I appreciate that. Do you write the OST yourself, or is there someone who helps you with it? The soundtrack is actually the one thing I do pretty much 100% on my own. With the animations, I do most of that too, but Carolina helps me with some drawings and the storyline for sure. So, but the music is pretty much 100% something I just do by myself. Maybe in the future I'll collaborate with some other vocalist or something. I don't know, something that I can't do, you know. That'd be kind of cool. Let's have them like swirling around these pyramids here. Hey Umami, happy if you I got suspended from Twitter, so I can't see. Oh, okay, no worries, Danky. Thank you for that. Have you tried altering images with AI as a technique? Excuse me. No. Apart from using the kind of transformation faces, which was generated using AI, I don't really use AI in my animations. Except for the pumpkin one, the voice was done by a computer, so that was like an AI generated voice, which is why it sounds sort of realistic. But I'm not really like good with programming and that sort of thing, so I never really got into to anything like that too much. Though I guess you don't really need too much programming these days to do that sort of thing. Most people have done it. But yeah. So no, to answer your question. Is Carolina from Poland? If yes, I'm sending greetings cards from Czech Republic. I'm sending greetings from Czech Republic. Yeah, she is Polish, and that's cool, man. We went down to Krakow. I think it's close to the Czech Republic, isn't it? On the south side.
she's not. What difference does it make?
Hey, Kimbo, thank you, man. Can I pay for a cameo in one frame of interface? I'm sorry, man. I don't really do that because I try not to like just have random things and for like there should be like a reason for it. So unfortunately, no, man. But thank you for the super chat. Okay. Haley Smith, when are you gonna drop an album? Well, I've been putting out singles every couple months on Bandcamp, but I don't like have a full new album because I've just been working on interface and the soundtrack for that. So I might take all those singles though and put them into a full album maybe in the future, but just, there's no real plans for that right now. Though another single's coming out on the 20th of January. And it's actually 2 songs, even though it's a single. It's like, I always put 2 out. And so I don't like putting out one song because it's just like something in my head. Like it needs to come in 2s for some reason.
It's called OCD, it's fine.
Yeah, it's OCD. So I usually wait until I have like 2 tracks. If I just had like one song out there, it would just bother me for some matter.
It's called them double doubles.
Double doubles, yeah.
He releases double doubles only. And only Canadians will understand that shitty joke.
Okay, so his hands need to be somewhere too. I don't know where. I got to see the Minute Hour was linked to your channel. I love it. How about you? Yeah, man, the Minute Hour is, he's been on Interface episode 14, I think. It's the one where you see the circus conductor. He did a pretty awesome performance for that. And the guy he works with, Drew Langlois, I think is how you pronounce it, is a pretty nice animator, pretty cool animator. They did this new video recently called, I forget what it was called, something about grilling. And if you haven't seen it yet, it's pretty hilarious. I mean, it's not hilarious, it's disturbing, but it's kind of funny, I guess. If that makes any sense. Okay. I don't know what's going on with his hand there. He's got like a claw. What is your DAW of choice and what are your favorite synthesizers? I use Logic just because that's kind of what I know, though I've used old ones in the past, like something called Acid, but that was so long ago. And my synthesizers, I don't really have any hardware synthesizers, so I can't really say if I have a favorite. I honestly just use the native ones in Logic because I find that they're very powerful. And maybe one day I would pick up a synthesizer, a hardware one, but I just don't have any space where I currently live. Like there's literally no space, and it would just not go well because I wouldn't have anywhere to put it.
Don't worry, it will happen one day.
Though I was looking on YouTube, there is one synthesizer that looks pretty sweet. I think it's called, let's see if I can find it. I think I bookmarked it somewhere. Bookmark. Is that it? Oh God. Of course, it doesn't show up when I didn't bookmark it. Oh God.
You You didn't save it.
I'm sorry, guys.
You're gonna forget what it is.
It was blue, and it came out like a couple months ago. I think it was by this British company.
You'd be really lucky if there's a sound boy in the chat right now that knows what you're talking about.
They might know. Let's have his like feet come back, so they go around like this, go around like this, around that, and maybe his feet come back over this way. Do you use keyboards like Casio or any software? I use a MIDI keyboard. So the MIDI keyboard that I use, I bought it used like 7 years ago, I think, in Montreal, and it's a Novation Remote 61 SL, which is like the first generation. And I would not recommend getting it because it doesn't even work properly with Logic. Like the sliders are completely messed up. So it's an old, super old keyboard. The actual keys themselves work perfectly fine. That's why I still use it. I was thinking of upgrading someday, but it still works. So I'm just gonna, until, you know, I'm actually waiting for a Nectar to come out with a new MIDI keyboard. I think they're supposed to be, they got like a Panorama 6, I don't know. I really try not to upgrade unless I really, really need to. Like I had my MacBook Pro for like 10 years.
You can upgrade if you want to.
But I don't think it's necessary. I just think there's, you know, I get too much.
Yeah.
There's not enough space in here.
Computer. Don't give me that again.
So, anyway.
It's like trying to animate on a potato.
I was animating on a potato. Let's give him a thumbs up. When I first started the channel.
Took 3 minutes to start his computer.
Let's see here. Is that a thumb? That looks like a messed up thumb. It needs to be bigger, I think. Let's give him a fingernail. I use an Akai Fire FL Studio personally. I love Nexus 2. Very good for quick production. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, pretty much, I mean, a lot of MIDI keyboards these days are great. I just, and they're not even that expensive really, like, well, a couple $100, but like, it's not like it used to be. And a lot of companies are coming out now competing. Toon Boom, oh yeah. That's a good one too, the software. Okay, so let's see here. I'm just gonna do some Horizon stuff here. I'm not crazy about that. I don't really know what's going on in the desert. Let's try a simple cloud. Anyway. Yeah, those little animations, I just do them to keep my channel alive, basically, because if I just focused on interface and that sort of thing, it would be like a month and a half would go by, or 2 months would go by, and nothing. And I don't want the channel to just kind of not have anything on it every while ago. So I'm going to be working on episode 18 or whatever, and I'll probably put another bonus video up before 18 comes out, just so I can get everything completed. Sorry. Just so that it's kind of like just more activity on the channel, you know, and it just kind of gives me a break too from working on this like so serious things all the time, you know. Can just make something silly. Like I really enjoyed the animating the Sonic video and having them go through the fence like that is pretty fun. Hello, Umami. How long are you going to keep on releasing interface? Any plans? I actually answered this earlier in the stream, but I'll just say it again quickly, which is it's not going to go on forever. There's going to be a conclusion, and it will be a cohesive movie-length video when it's finished. And maybe it needs another year, I think. And after that, I will maybe start something new, or maybe something new with the same characters in a different, doing something different, you know, but we'll find out later, I guess. But it's not going to be like going on forever into the future, because I think it would be stronger to have a solid conclusion to it.
What?
When I first started the series, I didn't really know how long it would go for. But I'll always be animating, I think, you know. It just might turn into a different project, you know.
So when does he have fingernails?
He's always had fingernails. He just
really? It's like disturbing.
When he's close up, you can see them.
Ew.
You've drawn his fingernails before.
I have?
Yeah, like in that video where he's in the sewer and he takes the hat off of the kid.
I didn't draw that.
You drew his hands.
I did?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Carolina drew the hands in that animation.
I don't know what's going on.
Is there any sort of political sort of motivation to some of the shorts, like the Soup Zone and that sort of thing? No, not really. I mean, not intentionally either. I mean, if you watch them, yeah, you can imply some sort of political commentary from them. Generally speaking, though, I just do something because it's funny or it's unexpected, and it ends up being somewhat political, I guess, just because that's almost everything is a little bit political, really. But, you know, I try not to, like, it's not like heavy-handed or anything. I still just try to make the surrealism the main component. And if there's any political commentary that comes out of it, it's kind of by chance, I guess. I don't like make an animation being like, all right, well, I want this, you know, this is my message, you know, when I'm making it. It usually just comes out kind of on its own. Okay, so usually he's got like a pink there because this side of his face will have the light on it, I guess. Bram Lou W. Hold on a second here.
What is a czar?
Oh, damn it. I closed. Hold on.
Bram Low donated 6.99 czar.
Okay, hold on. I gotta pop out this chat here. Closed it by accident earlier. Bram Lou W or Lou. Thank you very much, man. I do appreciate that. Umami, if you were to make a TV show, what would it be about? I really don't know, man. That's kind of hard to say because I don't know if I could. Like, I'm basically writing interface to be like a movie, even though it's a series. Like, it goes together as a movie. And if I were to do a TV show, it would. I don't know. Maybe I guess it would be kind of like Breaking Bad or something, where it's a continuous series, not like a show where each episode is standalone. Though I really have no idea. I mean, I guess I could do like some sort of interface show if that were to happen, maybe. But what kind of storyline it would have, I'm not. That's not something I really thought about. I'm just focusing on this right now, so it's hard to say. Like. Are there any dramatic animated TV shows? I don't think so. Like, here's the thing. Like, I've done some stuff for Adult Swim, like the little shorts, and I've actually pitched interface to them on their show development meeting a long time ago. And the advice that they gave me is to make it funny, and they weren't really looking for dramatic stuff, I guess. And I was like, okay, well, why is it that a cartoon can't be like a dramatic series, like a television show? Like, why does it have to be funny? You know what I mean? I feel like there's a market for that. Like, there's like a need for it, like because it doesn't exist. And I think maybe that's partly why this series has been successful on YouTube, is because there's a lot of cartoon series that exist, but they have a very kind of cartoonish tone to them, you know, if that makes any sense. And so, not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just that there's a lot of it, and there's nothing that's really trying to be too serious. I guess there's like anime, which I don't really watch. But if you were to watch something like Ghost in the Shell, I'm trying to be closer to that, where it's sort of like if it was a sci-fi movie, you wouldn't question it, but all of a sudden it's like a cartoon. Why can't it have the same tone, you know? Or like, I feel like if I were to do a TV show, if I were ever had the opportunity to do something like that, I would make something dramatically serious like Interface, but with comedic elements like Interface. It wouldn't be like a comedy first, like Family Guy or something like that, if that makes sense. Because I just feel like, why do that? Because it already exists. Like, people are doing it better. I can't do it better than people who are already doing it anyway, if that, you know. So, I mean, people watch serious television shows, or shows even that try to be serious. Like, there's a lot of shows, like even like pilots on Fox, like SWAT, whatever, or like, you know, the shows where they try to be serious, but like, why is it that they can't make an animated show that's serious? It doesn't make sense to me, but that's my thoughts on it. I don't really think about it too much, honestly. I just kind of focus on myself on YouTube here. And there is this show coming out on Adult Swim, though, by a Japanese animator that looks really cool, and it kind of looks like a horror. If I have the name in front of me here, I'm sure you guys, someone in the comments might be able to tell me what the name is. I forgot what it's called, unfortunately. But it looks kind of like a serious sort of horror sort of thing. That was kind of cool to see that they're going in that direction for it. Okay, let's see. Kind of drying up. I think I might have to be wrapping this up soon, but the drawing's almost finished. Uzumaki, yeah, that's the name. Yep, that's it. I just saw a little teaser, so there wasn't too much information about it yet, but it looks pretty neat. I really like how the style of it is. It's consistent to the way he has drawn. The creator has drawn, and it looks neat. That's all I have to say about that, really. Interface wouldn't be the same without the additions of comedy sprinkled in. Excuse me, sorry about that. Jesus. Yeah, I agree, because like if I just had all the serious stuff without any comedy, like it would just be kind of like taking itself too seriously. It'd be like kind of cringy almost.
Very edgy.
It'd be too edgy. I don't want it to be edgy. Like
the maximum edgelord.
There's some,
YouTube.
Yeah, like there's some edgy stuff, but like when you have like the funny comedic, like what, like basically when someone's telling you something edgy, but they're also a frog on a countertop, it's like you can't be edgy. It's kind of like, okay, well,
Dustin, your cloud looks like a turkey dinner.
My cloud looks like a turkey dinner.
It does.
Maybe I should draw it to have like little turkey dinner legs. Yeah. Balin, let's see here, what are you saying? How about a future episode of Interface where you have a chorus sing in the surreal landscape with colors inverted or something like that? Maybe, yeah. I mean, I don't like inverting the colors because these are the only colors that I use to keep the whole palette consistent. And if I do invert the colors, I guess I could invert them. Like the opposite of green would be red. And the opposite of pink or magenta would be, I don't remember, on a color wheel. Probably like
teal.
Teal? Yeah, right, teal. Do you have any favorite videos on YouTube? I have a playlist of videos called YouTube Gold, and they're not necessarily my favorites, but they're videos that I thought were hilarious when I watched them. So if you go to that playlist, you can, there's basically like 100 of them in there. You can just watch them all. They're just kind of really short, stupid, random stuff from YouTube. If you were to ask me like what my favorite YouTube video is, like a longer, more serious thing, that's really hard to say. I have some favorite channels, I guess. maybe I'll go through those later. What's your inspiration for the geometric shapes that flicker in when Mischief is using his powers? It reminds me of seeing it. It reminds me of stuff I would see when tripping on shrooms sometimes. It's kind of like a postmodernist abstract form that was on a lot of television shows in the 90s. Kind of like I don't know if you said Rugrats or whatever. They would used to have like some sort of shapes and colors, a very similar aesthetic. Or like if you ever rode the bus, like the material on the bus seat would look like it. Basically, these like little triangles and shapes and swigglies and that sort of thing.
If you ever rode the bus.
It's called Memphis Design if you look it up on YouTube. And I chose it because it kind of represents postmodernism a little bit. And I also just like the way it looked. And that's pretty much it, really. The airport carpet in Portland looks like that 90s crazy pattern. That's pretty funny. Yeah. So, let's see here. I don't know. I mean, we got Mischief on the ground here. Give the ground some texture, I guess. I think it needs, these pyramids need some fun colors. Let's put the sun back there maybe too. Or is that cheesy? Whatever, looks alright. Kind of bounces his nose with the turkey cloud in the sky there. In fact, the Portland airport was crowned as the Grand Marshal of a parade one year. It was pretty wild. They put googly eyes on it. Is that a turkey cloud? Yeah, I guess it is. All right, guys. Well, you know what? I'm sorry I can't answer all your questions. Kind of running low on energy now, and I gotta go make dinner. But I'm gonna be working on interface for the next couple weeks, and maybe a bonus video too. Do you wear your merch? Yeah, I do have a few shirts actually, but I don't have like everything obviously because there's a lot of stuff. Someone was asking me what my favorite YouTube videos are, so maybe I'll go through some other channels that I subscribe to, just so you can see what I recommend checking out. There's this channel called Mikey T. Williams, and it's this guy kind of like traveling parts of Asia and Russia on a bike, and it's really kind of crazy because he's like out in the desert basically biking for days and unlimited food and resources. And I thought his channel was pretty interesting. So it's a big difference from what I do on my channel, but maybe you guys are interested in that sort of thing. It's called Mikey T. Williams. You can find him on YouTube. Let's see here. I got a lot of people I subscribe to. There's Phil Jameson, who does little skits. He's been on episode 8 of Interface, so you can check him out too. Of course, Pilot Red Sun, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen. Zico. This is a channel that I found a long time ago, and I'm really happy that he blew up recently. He does these like animated Gordon Ramsay videos, and they're really hilarious. So you can check him out too. There's Ethereal Snake, I think he does like these kind of animations in a similar vein, and he's got these cool like 3D ones that kind of look like PlayStation 1 graphics. We'll see what else here. Oh, here's another channel I really like. It's Practical Engineering. I don't
learn about concrete, everyone. It's very exciting. Water hammering.
Yeah. This channel is full of really interesting educational videos about civil engineering. And I don't know anything about this sort of stuff, which is partially why I find it interesting. You just like to learn a lot of stuff about concrete and like water.
You can have a conversation about water hammer at a party.
I find it to be really well done, so I definitely recommend checking this channel out. And there's this guy Cole Kush who did a pilot for Adult Swim called Day World, and he does some music videos too. And I actually met this guy at the Ottawa Animation Festival this past year, and he's really a funny guy, and he makes these really so I don't know, you can see this teaser for Day World on his channel, but if you go to Adult Swim's website, you might be able to find Day World, the pilot, as well. It's pretty funny. I liked it a lot, and some of his other stuff here, like FPS is the game he made, which is really, a lot of stuff is pretty funny. Anyway, so you should check that out. Another guy that I like is Rolo. I think he hangs out in the Discord too. He's got like only 274 subscribers, but his animations are hilarious. So you guys should check these guys out. Rolo. And that's about it for now, I guess. I mean, there's a whole, I can go through everyone, but there's a lot, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just want to recommend a handful there. Yeah. So that's about it, guys.
I can't believe you told us to watch concrete videos.
Yeah, man, you should get into those concrete videos.
They're actually very interesting.
I don't know what it is with it. Like, it's like super dry entertainment. It's dry. Like, you're learning about concrete, but you're
oh man, what's the other channel we watched?
It's like I'm just like sucked into it.
The government channel about like oil rig action.
I'll save it for next time. But I forget the name of it anyway. All right, guys. Thank you very much for hanging out. Okay, in this stream. I hope you enjoy this drawing of Mischief swirling around the pyramids with a turkey cloud. Yeah. So
yeah.
That's it. That's all I got to say. Happy New Year's. Thank you all for the support. It's been really kind of overwhelming. I'll show you guys. Oh yeah, the new vinyls are in the second pressing of the first part. So you can see these right here. This is what they look like. Semi-transparent. They're available on Bandcamp now, and I'm going to be sending them out this week. So, all right, guys. Thank you again for hanging out with me. I will talk to you all next time. Have a good night.